What's good, everybody? You already know. Welcome back to Combat and Kick It. It's your boy Bando. Look, I am back because there was a few announcements that happened this past week, or earlier this week, I should say, not this past week, but earlier this week, and definitely announcements I got to come through and talk about, and there's a few other things that I got to discuss, so let's get right into it. Let's go. So like I said, welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. I am here to talk about the announcement of UFC 307, a card that kind of came out of the blue, right? It was very random when Dana White came out announcing this, the way that he announced it and everything like that, but random fight card with some random fights on it, but I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it because the main event is very interesting. You got Alex Pereira, again, unbelievable, probably the most active fighter in the UFC. Is defending his light heavyweight championship against Roundtree. Now, this has got a lot of people pissed off, and I can tell you why. The reason why a lot of people are pissed off that Roundtree got this title shot is because he got a win over Anthony Smith, was his last win. It's not a major win. It's a win to put yourself up in the ranks, but it's not a major win. It was a good win, but it's not a major win. And Prestige's supposed to fight Jamal Hill at UFC 300. Pulls out due to testing positive for a banned substance. Gets suspended. To come back from suspension, he's getting a title shot? That's wild to me. That is wild to me. Now, I'm not like pissed off. I understand how this game goes. I really do. But it's wild. I wonder if they offered a fight to Magomedov. Or Magomed. Not Magomedov, Magomed Ankalaev. I wonder if they offered a fight to him or not. He seemed like he was going to be the next guy in line, the next guy to get the title shot. So I'm confused on why that didn't happen. But somehow Roundtree snuck his way in there. I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he got it, but he got it. And you're looking at two dangerous strikers. It's going to be an intense matchup. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. We'll talk more about it once we get close to the breakdown. You know, you got that as the main event. The co-main event is Raquel Pennington defending her championship against the former champ Juliana Pena. So another matchup that matchup was actually like one that we kind of knew was going to be the next one. We knew Raquel Pennington was going to have to defend that belt first against Juliana Pena, even though it's one of those things. This woman sat out 800 days and she's coming back getting a title shot. You know, it's, I don't know. I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not matchmaker, but if I was, I wouldn't be putting somebody who's been out for 800 days into a title shot. Maybe I might be wrong on the 800 days. I might be exaggerating that, but maybe I'll check. I'll look it up. I'll figure it out. But either way, she's been out for a minute, coming back in the title shot. You got Roundtree test positive for a banned substance. Jeez, I can't talk. And that's the fight card. That's UFC 307. There was a few other fights announced, but for some reason, I'm not seeing anything. I'm just seeing those two. Okay, so yeah, the other ones announced so far were Ketlin Vieira is going up against Kayla Harrison. Aljamain Sterling is taking on Movsar Evloev. You got Roman Dolidze going up against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, another extremely active fighter. Roman Dolidze also been very active this year. Then you got, again, the return of the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, going up against Mario Batista. This is a much tougher fight. Let me tell you why this is a much tougher fight, right? It's a much more difficult fight because I think Mario Batista is more of a grinder and he's hard to finish. right? And Johnny Martinez was hard to finish too, but I think that's going to be a little bit more difficult for Jose. But I'm interested. You know, whenever Jose's on the card, I'm in. You drag me in. I'm in. Let's go. And then Stephen Wonderboy Thompson going up against Joaquin Buckley. This is Buckley's biggest opportunity that he has gotten so far, and it's going to be the biggest opportunity he's going to get if he can't get past Wonderboy. Now, we see the striking is kind of like evolved a little bit for Buckley, but his intensity has too. And then charisma on the outside of the octagon, he's definitely kind of made himself a bit of a character, right? But a win over Wonderboy, and I'm not talking about any type of win. I'm talking about a finish over Wonderboy. You know, that really helps out. That will really help out to his career. But it's going to be a tough night. I can see Wonderboy freezing him up a lot, but who knows? I can't believe this card just came, like I said, it came out of nowhere. I mean, you never know what the matchmakers are sitting back doing, what they're talking about, what fights they're trying to make and stuff like that. But they made a pretty damn good card. It's pretty decent in my opinion. It's just random, and I think there's two people on there that don't deserve the title shots. Like, I understand why Juliana Pena got her title shot. Like, hers makes much more sense than Khalil Roundtree. I'm still sitting back, and I don't understand the Khalil Roundtree one. But maybe it's just for the excitement of the styles or something like that, the clash of styles. Who knows? It's probably going to be a good fight. It's probably going to be action-packed. You got a kickboxer versus a Muay Thai striker. Usually combines for an interesting fight. And you got two guys who are very, very intense in the way that they strike. Now to talk about my man Ilia Topuria. I like Ilia Topuria. He's a talented dude. He's very skilled. He's our newest featherweight champion. I would like to see what he has in this stint, right? Let's see how long he can go. Let's see how far he can go. I'm curious to see that, right? But the best is blessed. And I'm rocking with Max Holloway when this fight comes around, right? Ilia is predicting himself knocking Max Holloway out. Something that has not yet been done in the UFC. Max Holloway just got dropped for the first time, and it wasn't even a real drop. He kind of just got sat down for a second, got right back up. But Ilia's going to go in there trying to take Max's head off. And I don't know if that's going to benefit him or if that's going to work against him. I don't know. I really don't. I can't tell right now. I think Ilia is expecting for Max to try to come in for a slugfest like he did against Justin Gaethje. But I think Max is smart enough to know that styles make fights. You adapt and adjust to every different style that you can fight. And Ilia's style is much different than Justin Gaethje's style. And they were fighting for the BMF belt at UFC 300 in one of the most exciting cards. And it became one of the most exciting fights with one of the greatest finishes of all time. Let's put it what it is. One of the greatest finishes of all time. 5 seconds left, 1 second left, whatever the case may be. 1 second, I think it was 1 second. Knocks him out. Overhand right, knocks him out. KO. It doesn't get better. It really doesn't. It's insane. And it was a fantastic fight. But Ilia's thinking that there's going to be a point to the ground moment. They're going to get the slugging. I want to see if that dog is in Ilia. Is he that type of fighter? If he's getting pressed, if he's getting pieced up, if Max is landing a lot on him, is he that type of fighter that is willing to stand in the pocket trade and you know, get into a slugfest, a BMF style fight? Is he the type, or is he somebody who's going to try to stay, you know, at his own range, try to find his own pace and do, you know, stick to the game plan, use his IQ, all that kind of stuff? Who knows? When you're fighting Max Holloway on a big stage, it's tough to tell. But Ilia's predicting a knockout, so the only thing to know that he's going to be going in there looking for the knockout. He's going to try to take Max Holloway's head off. It's going to be a fantastic fight. October stacked up. October is looking stacked up. So I am loving it. Absolutely loving it. September is going to be nice too. You know, we got the Sphere. Sphere is a fantastic card. It's not it's not really what I expected, but I understand what the whole card was meant to be built for the, you know, it's Mexican Independence Day, so it's built with tons of Mexican fighters in the UFC, and a lot of these guys on the, you know, the prelims and stuff like that, people aren't really hip to them. They're not hip to a ton of people, but a night like that will 100% make you remember the people that put on a good performance. And they're talking about, Dana White was saying that he has a production for this starting at the beginning of time when Mexican fighting started. And there's going to be a whole timeline throughout the night playing through the Sphere, he says, that takes you from the beginning of Mexican fighting to the future of Mexican fighting, which I don't even know how you're going to, you know, what is the future? Are you ending the future with what's today and saying that's going to be the future? Or are you going to make up a future and make it look sick? I don't know. I honestly wish I was able to be there and see that in person. I am a lights person. I love lights. I love bright lights. I love the, you know, being in things that are immersive. Right, I love that kind of stuff. I absolutely love it. I mean, look, I got lights everywhere. I'm gonna have more lights up on this wall in a few days too. It's always been a thing of mine since I was a kid. I've always loved lights, so I would love to be in the Sphere for the actual event. But it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be insane, and I cannot wait to see it. I really can't. You watch videos of concerts in there. You watch videos of, you know, anything that they do in there. They just do cool shit in there. So I'm excited for the Sphere. I'm really excited for the Sphere. And since we're on the topic of the Sphere, that man Merabs got to chill out. He's got to chill out. Opening up cuts. We're way too close to the fight, bro. We're way too close. Don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. No pullouts. We need that main event to stay up. So, what else? Uncle Dana and Johnny Bones Jones have been talking a lot. It's clear as day that Dana absolutely loves Jon Jones all of a sudden. So, that's his best friend. There's literally old videos and shit of him saying how hard and a pain in the ass the dude is to work with and all that kind of stuff. But they're homies now. They're tight now. Dana White has been singing Jon Jones's praises. And while Dana White is singing Jon Jones's praises, Tom Aspinall is chomping at the bit to get a matchup, to get a fight with Jon Jones. And it's the one that should happen. It's the one people want. And it's the one that we are never, ever going to get. I guarantee you this is Jon's last fight. He's trying to prove something with this last fight. He's going to get this last fight, and that's going to be it. He's not going to take another fight after that. He's not going to try to go through a whole nother generation of fighters. And Tom Aspinall has been really, really like pushing the troll shit heavy. Like he shows respect to what Jon Jones is. The fact that Jon Jones has been, you know, on top of the game for so long, right? He shows respect in that manner, but at the same time, he doesn't back down. He doesn't back down. He's standing on the top of the division saying, no, this is my division. Let's fight, Jon. Let's fight. It needs to happen. It needs to happen sooner or later, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. And Dana says that Jon Jones will 100%, not saying he like legitimately will in, you know, terms of contract and stuff like that, but he would fight Tom Aspinall. He's not running from Tom Aspinall. A lot of people think he's running from Tom Aspinall. The signs show that he's slightly running from Tom Aspinall, but the man's looking for something specific to finish his career out with, and that something specific is the former heavyweight champion, Stipe Miocic. There's technically been 3 different champions since Stipe's last loss. Just remember that. Right? Because you got Francis winning the belt, getting injured. Then you have the interim belt going to Cyril Gane. Then you got Francis coming back, obviously defending. And then you got Jon Jones. So, 3 different heavyweight champions since the time that Stipe Miocic got knocked out. But Tom Aspinall is the interim heavyweight champion and he's not next up. I don't understand this game. I really don't. What do you want from me? You know what I mean? What do you want? What do you want me to do? Either way, that's it for this episode. I'm out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this with a friend. Share this with all your people. Let them know. You got to watch this dude's channel. You got to watch Combat and Kick It, because it is one day going to be the spot for all things MMA. Like, comment, subscribe, bell notification. I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando is out. Peace.